Hello and welcome to how to cook the best university student meal possible. And all you need is some pre-made meals, some vegetables and an oven. That's all you need, and maybe a knife. So if you have any of these kind of cooking blocks, you don't need any of these, so just get rid of them.
You may also need a chopping board, some kitchen roll, a fork, a knife, a bigger knife, a bowl and a plate, a baking tray and a bigger plate.
Now that you have all of your equipment, it's time to actually get some food.
Welcome to voiceover part 2, which just shows me grabbing the food out of the actual fridge. Here are some carrots, followed by some Coke, followed by a pre-made Asda pie, which I almost drop. And here we have me trying to grab way too much out of the fridge at once. And this you should never do because you'll end up like an idiot like me. And yeah, I dropped the ham. But here's a selection of vegetables, very tropical indeed.
Once you have your selection of food, which you're going to use to cook a meal, you need to do the first and most important step, which is to actually turn on the oven before you start doing anything else, otherwise you'll regret it. So you want to turn your oven to whatever it says on your label. So I just guessed that it was 190, but for this is 180, so reheat that to whatever the temperature is, and then you get onto the fun stuff. So once you've put your actual meal, which is going in the oven, to a side, all you want to do is just grab your vegetables or whatever you're cutting, and then you want to just wash them, make sure they're all clean, because in these times, you know, you don't want to catch like COVID off some kind of fruit or whatever this is. And you just want to cut into it, and then as soon as you're done, you know, it's pretty simple. I mean, some people class peppers as like stupidly evil or something, I don't know. A lot of people say you shouldn't have raw peppers, but personally I like them. So you just want to cut your peppers up into like reasonably, it depends how you want to cook them, but in this guy we're just going to be eating them raw because who the hell wants to cook things, you know, that takes effort, and quite frankly students don't have time for that. So once you cut some nice selection of peppers like this, you just want to, you know, chuck them on your plate. Don't worry about them, they can manifest there for now. And by the power of editing, you will not have to see me take 2 minutes to cut a pepper open. But once you're done with your pepper, you'll have a bit left over. Now, some people would say that you should just like kind of clear this off your like chopping board already, but you know, we have to work fast here, and we're just going to move straight on to the next piece of like vegetables or fruit. I don't know what chili classes as. Now, I don't even like hot things, I just cut them because, you know, chilies are like, it's probably get 5 a day, so I guess by eating one, it's healthy. I don't know, I don't even enjoy spicy food that much, but we're still just gonna, you know, cut. Now with chili, you want to cut right down the middle. This is my preferred way of doing it, so if you want the best way, you should listen to this way, because ignore what like Gordon Ramsay and like Jamie Oliver tell you, this is the true way to cut a chili open. And then you'll see all these seeds. Now, unless you want to like suffer, you want to get rid of these because they're extremely volatile and they are very hot. And unless you really like spicy stuff, I would just get rid of them, because why have a chili when you can turn it into a pepper? Now, sometimes you won't be able to get them all out, so what I like to do is just sort of put your knife to the side, and then you just kind of just go like this, and you can sort of slice along. But the most important thing about cooking is that you must respect your equipment, because a knife is a dangerous tool and you could end up hurting yourself if you do not respect your knife. So make sure you show your knife respect, because otherwise you will hurt yourself, and the last thing you'll be doing is eating. And then you want to just sort of, you know, cut things into half. I tend to just get rid of the end bit because, you know, it's like cursed or something. Then you just want to put it on your plate, and you want to do the exact same thing on the other side. Unfortunately, this piece didn't come out as good as the other one, but you know, there's no middle bit, so this shouldn't be spicy. Now we'll move on to the more easy to cut things, which don't have seeds in, because seeds are the bane of any person's existence, because they make a mess and they get in the way and they're just annoying, and there's nothing good about them. Who wants to eat a seed? So here we got some beans and stuff. Now this is different, you see. These, I personally wouldn't eat raw because, well, they taste like shit, but it's all personal preference. But these are pretty easy. You just sort of cut off the top bit. I mean, that was a bit of an exaggeration, but you know, you cut the top and the bottom off like this, and then you just go into a reasonably length thing. But this time we're going to be different because, my friends, we're going to steam these. Now that is a key way of cooking things at university if you're lazy. So you want to put them in this bowl, which I told you to get out earlier. So you're gonna keep doing that, you know. Ta-da, you now have all your beans in a bowl, which is what you wanna do. Now, the next step is the most boring part, which is if you wanna do carrots, do not buy pre-peeled ones because that's lazy and they're more expensive. But I would say maybe like 2 carrots is enough. I mean, these are quite small, so I'm gonna go with 3. But it's really simple what you do with carrots. You just grab a peeler, which is what you'll need. But I recommend before you do that, you just cut the ends off because it makes it a lot easier to peel because it's just like a straight carrot. And then it's really easy. You just sort of go up and down and it's pretty interesting, I guess. I don't know, I mean, how do people find cooking shows interesting, you know? I only decided to do this video because, well, there's no one here and it's quite lonely, so I thought maybe making a video on how I cook my meals would inspire you people to also do the same. I don't know. I hope this is entertaining though, because yeah, I don't want to be boring, but once you've got a beautifully smooth carrot, because if you eat the skin of a carrot, you are like Satan. You just want to cut it into whatever shape you want. Now, you don't want to make them ridiculously big like this one. These were all mishits, you know. You want to make them reasonably small because people complain, most of my flatmates, that carrots are like, they're too hard to eat because they're so thick, but I heard that the thicker they are, the better, right? But once you have your carrots, you just put them in the bowl, and then again, by the power of editing, you'll see a fully done carrot cutting session. And that is all the carrots, beautifully cut into nice spherical or something, I don't know, some nice shapes. Now, before you get rid of all your mess, it's important that you preserve your vegetables, and the best way to do that is to get this brilliant thing called kitchen roll. I don't really know what it's called, and you want to just rip a bit off and sort of engulf your vegetables with it and surround them like that. And you'll do that for all of yours. I mean, there's some you can avoid, I guess, like, I mean, I don't do peppers because, like, I can't be honest, but it depends on how much you care about preserving your, like, vegetables, because, like, yeah, I don't even know if it does anything, but I like to believe it does because I buy kitchen roll, and kitchen roll's like expensive, but I don't actually know if it's any use. Now, don't be fooled, this is the #1 guy on YouTube on how to cook when you're at university. Like, I don't care what everyone else says, like, assorted foods, whatever they're called, I don't know what the channel name is now, but they ain't got shit on this, because this is like actually cookable. Like, you could actually do this, anyone can do this. Realistically, I'm an idiot because you probably should put stuff that takes a while in the oven, like whilst you're cutting things. Now, this says it's going to take 25 minutes, so what I want to do is, I want to put it in the oven for 25 minutes. So you don't really need to be shown how to like open an oven, but you pull the thing at the bottom and then you put it on the whatever tray it says. So for me it said the middle, but there's only 2, so there's a top and a bottom, so you just put it on the top. Now, whilst you wait for your amazing meal to cook, there's something else you can do, which is set a timer. So I'll do that afterwards, but you want to grab this, okay, and you want to come to the sink, and this is very important. This stage make or breaks your vegetables, but you want to put like the tiniest amount of water in. See the tap thing? Watch how much water I take out. That's literally it, okay? And then once you've done that, you want to put it by the microwave. Then you want to grab your other plate, which is the smaller one. Make sure these are not metal and not tin foil, because then you'll blow the microwave up. But the idea is you put it on top like that, and then you're going to put it in the microwave for like 3 or 4 minutes. Now, whilst you're waiting, why not be productive and wash your things from earlier so you don't have to do it later? It's really simple really. Knives are really easy to clean. All you do is you turn the tap on and you put some water on your knife, you get a sponge or brush or whatever you have, and you just wash it. And I do recommend using soap as well, so I'm going to put some fairy liquid. This isn't even mine, this is just my flatmates, but they're not here at the moment, which makes it great because I can just use their stuff and clean. So you just want to clean your knife. I mean, you can also clean the handle as well. It depends how much you really feel like cleaning. Whilst we wait, you can also do some other great things like get your sides out. So for me, because I'm having like some vegetables, I'm gonna get the most like British and white people things ever. Ketchup, mustard, whoops, and brown sauce. Bonus, it's snowing. And now you can see me. And look at all the snow. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed that scenic view of Nottingham. Welcome back. And now we have about 4 minutes to go until the oven is done. So what you want to do is you want to grab your watered up vegetables, which you want to be warm, and you want to put them in the microwave. Make sure they're nice and flat so that the thing doesn't roll too much on the top, because it could explode. I don't know, it might, who knows. Then you want to put it in and you just want to leave it on for like, it turned it. And as I was trying to say, you just want to leave it on for 3 or 4 minutes. And alright, kings and queens, now we are on to the final stage of how to cook the best university meals. So if you have enjoyed so far and want to see more epic life hacks, then please subscribe. But what we're going to do is we're going to take the plate out first because it's very hot. So make sure you have one of these on or you will regret it. Now I just put the plate in the bowl or whatever, but you can do what you want with your plate. But then we have this thing which is hot. It's steamy, so you want to be careful. But this is what you want to do because you don't want soggy vegetables unless that's your kind of thing. But personally it's not, so you just want to slowly I don't know how I can show this, but you kind of want to just tip the water out. That'll probably do. And then you have some great vegetables which are nice and not soggy. But what you want to do then is you just want to you can either put them on your plate or you can keep them in your bowl. For the sake of the video, I'll put them on the plate, but you just want to sort of distribute them evenly. And my motto is, if it goes on the table, it's fucked. So yeah, you just want to get rid of any of that and then put it in the bowl. But we have one more thing to remove, which is the actual oven thing. Now this is quite dangerous because it's fucking hot, so be really careful when you do this because you could die and burn yourself. But you want to, first of all, I recommend you just turn the oven off so it's not too hot. Then you just open the door and grab your baking tray. Now that sizzling sound, if you can hear it, probably not, but it's nothing to worry about. It's just the water on the baking tray, I guess, I don't know. But this is really difficult and it takes a lot of effort to do right because this is a pie and all. But what you want to do is pretty simple. Okay, and you want to just, believe it or not, you just want to pick it up, just testing how hot it is. And yeah, it is fucking hot, like I said. And you want to dispose of this thing, so I'm just going to put it in the sink of all the other things. And this is the hard part because realistically, you kind of have to take your glove off for this unless you're some professional. But what I like to do is I grab my knife and fork and I kind of take the edges down a little bit, like this. And then you kind of pry it upwards. Now, if you don't have something like a pie, this is really easy. And then you just sort of move it and ta-da, you dispose of this. And there you have it. You just let it sit for a little bit because otherwise it'll burn your mouth off, which is not ideal. But I hope you did in fact enjoy this cooking guide. And like I said, if you did enjoy it and it helps you, and even if it didn't help you, if you don't like it, just dislike it. If you did like it, like this video. And please subscribe because, I'm trying to be helpful and I'm trying to bring you entertaining and engaging videos, and this could have been fucking useless to you, and I know I'll probably get rinsed by my friends for how bad this is, but here is the final product if you wondered. We have some carrots, some chili, some peppers and a pie. Now that's a pretty healthy meal in my books. And obviously we have the condiments here, I think that's what you call them, I don't know, I just call them sauces because my vocabulary extends to about the second page of the dictionary, but that's about it. So yeah, I'm going to enjoy my meal, and I hope you did enjoy this kind of video, and you can enjoy the snow in the background as I sign off.